Peace, everybody. What's good? This is our boy George Malachi Williams, and you are now tuned to New Media Today USA. Let's go. All right, everybody, check this out. Now, I got some news, some information. I was looking at Counterpunch Boxing with Kurt DeVille, and I do see that Kurt DeVille was reading, just a little article, something that he read that came from Derek Chisora, basically saying that this is what Derek Chisora is saying. Derek Chisora is saying that Deontay Wilder is bidding his time. He will be back to boxing, which I believe so, but he's bidding his time, waiting for a third match, a trilogy match, so that he can make $80 million. He can get an $80 million payday to fight Tyson Fury for a third time. Where in the hell did he hear that from? That's what I want to know. Now, I like Derek Chisora, but I think that he's punch drunk by saying this. What in the hell make you think that Deontay Wilder is waiting for a third fight with Tyson Fury? Not only that, we know he's trying to do that, but what the hell make you think he's going to get $80 million to fight Tyson Fury for a third time? Where's that money going to come from? Like, somebody make that make sense to me. Child to the please. Tell me where he going to get $80 million from. You see what I'm saying? The first fight with Tyson Fury, I think both of the men got like $5 million apiece. The second fight, I think they got like $25 million apiece. So now he's going to go from $25 million in the second fight where he got his ass whooped, and then he's going to get $80 million? Okay, who going to pay that? Where is that money coming from? Like, somebody tell me that. And well, Al Haymon going to put the money up? Al Haymon don't put no money up for no fighters. He's a broker. He makes sure that other people pay the money. So what, is he going to get paid? He going to pay Deontay Wilder $80 million? Hell, they didn't want to pay Deontay Wilder $10 million to fight Charles Martin. So how he going to get $80 million to fight Tyson Fury? Who is going to pay that? That's what I want to know. Derek Chisora. And I like Chisora. I'm not bashing him, but he's smoking crack right now. You know what I mean? I just got to call it like it is. I'm going to call it straight down the middle. You know what I mean? I don't care if I like you or not. If you say something out of pocket, I have to address this. Kurt got counterpunch boxing. I got the counterpunch to counterpunch. You see what I'm saying? Not with Kurt, because I don't have an issue with Kurt. But I got a counterpunch, his counterpunching of what Derek Chisora said. You see what I'm saying? Basically, I'm counterpunching Derek Chisora because what he's saying don't make no sense to me. Wilder is bidding his time for the third fight so he can get paid $80 million. But according to the LDBC, you know what I mean? Basically, this is what he said. He's saying that, and I'm trying to go off memory, guys. So basically, he's saying that Wilder is bidding his time until he can fight Fury for the third fight after Fury fights Anthony Joshua for the two fights. So we know that Fury and Anthony Joshua, it hasn't been announced yet. So if it's announced, allegedly, I haven't seen anything. I'm just going off of what I'm hearing from Bob Arum, Frank Warren, and my main man, what's my guy name? Eddie Hearn. So all of them saying the same thing, right? That, hey, no, more than likely this is going to be a two-fight deal. Both fighters, AJ and them, is going to be a 50-50 split. They're going to have a two-fight deal. You see what I'm saying? Whoever wins has to get a rematch. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, right? So now, after that fight, we don't know where it's going to be at. We don't know the exact dollars amount. You know what I mean? Because in order to generate that kind of money, this is how you generate money in boxing. You got to have pay-per-view sales, buys, or if you got the Zone, the app, or whatever, or it may be a fight of this magnitude. It may be a combination of everything. It may be pay-per-view. It may be the Zone. It may be some of everything. It's going to be on Sky Sports, Matchroom Box. It's going to be on all that stuff, right? Okay, cool. Now, then you have merch, better known as merchandise. You see what I'm saying? And then you have the live gate. That's the only way you're going to generate that kind of money. Why is the live gate so important? Because you have all of these people coming to a venue. They're going to, the site has to pay site fees, stuff like that. So they're going to make money off alcohol, merchandise at the place, merchandise you can order online. People coming in, spending all kind of money. Let's say this fight happens in Wembley Stadium, right? Wembley holds what, 90-some thousand people? Now just imagine 90-some thousand people paying, 100 pounds or 80 pounds to come to a fight. So you do 100 pounds times, I'm just doing small numbers, guys. 100 pounds times 90,000. That's a lot of damn money, right? So you can justify paying the fighters that kind of money that they want. You see what I'm saying? On top of, now, whoever put the money up, they have to make a profit. So my point is this here. Who is going to pay Deontay Wilder $80 million. So Deontay Wilder is going to wait for the Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight that happened. And once they finish those 2 matches, then he's going to fight Tyson Fury again for the 3rd match and make $80 million. But hold up. According to the LDBC, the Alphabet Boys, or the SLDBC, Slow Learning Disability Boxing Community, according to them, that fight is not going to happen between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua because Deontay Wilder is blocking that fight in arbitration. So we know that ain't true. We know that just smoke and mirrors. Them niggas, I don't want to say it. They were lying. I had to catch myself, guys, because I get kind of excited. I go to talking fast, and now I'm getting angry just thinking about it. I apologize. Let me stop getting so emotional. But my point is this here. Like, where in the hell did Derek Chisora get that from? And then in the interview, and then what he said in his statement, according to what Kurt was reading, on his channel, he said in his statement that, Deontay Wilder has a good management team. They're going to make that work out. They're good at doing stuff like this. How in the hell Shelly Finkel is a good management team? Shelly Finkel and Al Heyman ain't no good management team. Now, they done well for Deontay Wilder in his career, but I'm going to tell you where they dropped the ball at. He had an opportunity to get paid $120 million from the Zone. He met with the president of the Zone, and listening to Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel, he turned down a 3-fight, $120 million deal. So now, this is the same management team that's going to turn around and make sure he get an $80 million payday to fight Tyson Fury for a 3rd match. How in the hell am I going to believe that when they turned down a $120 million deal to fight a 3-fight deal on the Zone? This is the same management team that told this fool from Alabama to turn down $120 million, but yet he's going to turn around and get $80 million to fight Tyson Fury for a 3rd fight. Come on, man. Like, who believe in this? Like, where Derek Chisora get this from? And not only that, I tell you what, Tyson Fury ain't going to be around for no 3rd fight. Because once this deal is done between him and AJ, right? Because he only have 2 fights left on his contract with ESP, with Top Rank. He only have 2 fights left, right? Once that contract is over with, that's it. So it makes sense what Tyson Fury is trying to do. Tyson Fury is saying, hey, listen, I have 2 more fights left. I don't care who it is. I want to fight. So, but if he fights AJ is going to be his biggest payday. And if AJ fights Tyson Fury, that's going to be one of his biggest paydays. Because we know Anthony Joshua made $80 million he got paid in Saudi Arabia, to fight Andy Ruiz, which to me, that was too much money. But hey, if they want to spend and get AJ $80 million, so be it. But my point is this here. The only way that kind of money is going to be generated, right, someone's going to have big money to put that kind of money up, right? So now, with Tyson Fury's case, Tyson Fury, if he won't probably more than likely, I don't know this for sure, but more than likely, he wants to have his fight, have these last 2 fights with AJ. You see what I'm saying? And then he's going to ride off to the sunset. Tyson Fury doesn't have the passion for boxing like an Anthony Joshua does, right? So he's not going to be around for no 3rd fight to fight no Deontay Wilder when he fought you twice already. Deontay Wilder had 2 chances to beat Tyson Fury, and he couldn't beat him, right? The first fight, he lost, in my opinion, and a whole lot of other people's opinion. He only won 2 rounds, but it was a draw. And then the second fight, he got stopped, TKO. You see what I'm saying? Then he went to twerking and hollering about your king is here and all of this stuff there and talking all this pro-black stuff and want to holler racism and the referee and glove gate and twerk gate and water bottle gate and this gate, that gate, baby mama gate, baby daddy gate, mama nim gate, child support gate, and whatever gate you want to think of. But he thought of all of that stuff there, right? So now, Tyson Fury is going to have these 2 fights with Anthony Joshua. Once it's announced, more than likely, he's going to ride over to the sunset. Tyson Fury don't have no reason to keep boxing no more after fighting Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is the retirement plan. And if Anthony Joshua wants to retire, he can retire also. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing else left to accomplish. There's nothing else left to do. You see what I'm saying? So why would he sit around and wait to fight you again for the 3rd time? And you get paid $80 million? So check this out. So who is going to pay Deontay Wilder $80 million? Let's just entertain this for a minute, guys. Who's going to pay Beyonce $80 million to fight Tyson Fury for a 3rd fight? Okay, then what Tyson Fury is going to get paid? Because surely the man who fought you twice that you couldn't beat, who couldn't whoop your ass both times, but definitely the second time, somebody's going to pay you $80 million. You don't have a belt. So what is Tyson Fury going to get paid? Let's say they fight. Let's just entertain it. Let's say they fight. Clearly Tyson Fury must going to get paid $100 or something million. So you're talking about between 2 fighters, that's over $100 million fight. This guy gonna get 80 million, and another guy Tyson Fury was definitely gonna have to get 100 million. He got to get paid more than more than Deontay Wilder. Let's say Tyson Fury wins these matches between Anthony Joshua. Let's say he loses the first one, wins the second one, or whatever, right? And let's say he does that, and he fights Deontay Wilder. He's the champion. He's going to be undisputed. He's going to have to get more money than Deontay Wilder. I'm just entertaining this guy. We know that ain't going to happen, right? So Derek Chisora is stripping, right? So we only have 3 top heavyweights in the heavyweight division. We have Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury. We can say Tyson Fury because he hasn't lost yet. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, who makes more money than other 2 fighters, and Deontay Wilder. Facts. Those are the 3 most popular fighters in the heavyweight division. And then you have everybody else. Everybody else is just, and they're in the same group. We have the Derek Chisoras, we have the Dillian Whites, we have the Alexander Usyks, we have the Joe Joyce, we have all these other guys that are just mediocre fighters. Dominique Brazil, let's be realistic. Those guys are mediocre. Odo Wallin, they're good fighters, but they're not elite fighters. You see what I'm saying? So, so that's what we have. So there's only 3 heavyweights that bring excitement to boxing, to heavyweight division. There's Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. Whatever order you want to bring them in. You see what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury is animated. They get you hyped up. Anthony Joshua is just laid back. He don't do any talking. You see what I'm saying? So 2 different styles. I like the animation myself. Anthony Joshua laid back. That's fine. If that's what you like, that's your cup of tea, that's cool. But all these are the 3 top fighters in the heavyweight division. Then you have everybody else. So my point is this here. Anthony Joshua is the cash cow of the heavyweight division. Tyson Fury is the gypsy king of the heavyweight division. He brings excitement. And then we have Deontay Wilder. He brings excitement to the heavyweight division because he has a hell of a knockout streak. Now, even though he was knocking out Uber drivers, taxi cab drivers, bums, hobo Sams, and all this other stuff, that is true. He was knocking those guys out. But he does bring excitement to the heavyweight division. I can't take that from him. No matter how much I call him Beyonce, no matter how much he twerks, no matter how much I hate his fanboys, I cannot take away from the fact that he does bring excitement to the heavyweight division. But nobody's going to pay him $80 million to fight nobody. And there's another problem that Derek Chisora has to look at. Deontay Wilder is 35 years old. He's going to be 36 years old this year. He's getting older, right? So his skills are going to diminish. And the blueprint has been laid out on how to beat him. So he's going to have to fight somebody until that happens, right? Because let's say Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, when they fight this year, they're going to fight twice this year. That's going to be that. After that, it's going to be 2022. Deontay Wilder is going to be 36, 37 years old, right? Because I think he's going on 36 this year, if he hasn't had a birthday yet. So next year he's going to be 37, right? Tyson Fury more than likely ain't going to be around no more. Because if I was Tyson Fury, there's nothing else to prove. What do you have to prove? Especially if he win these fights against Anthony Joshua. Or whether he win one or loses one, he has nothing else to prove. You see what I'm saying? Because he would have lost to Anthony Joshua or would have beat Anthony Joshua and he received the highest payday of his career. Why would he go back to fight Deontay Wilder when he beat him twice already, arguably? Now, I say arguably because the first fight was a draw, but I think he won the fight. You see what I'm saying? That's my opinion. He got knocked down twice. Those were the only 2 rounds that he lost. But that's neither here nor there. So, Derek Chisora, I respect what you're saying respectfully, but you are punch drunk for saying this. There's nobody in the twerking universe is going to pay Deontay Wilder, a.k.a. Bootylicious, a.k.a. the Twerkinator, $80 million to fight Tyson Fury for a 3rd fight when he clearly lost the first 2 fights against Tyson Fury. Now, what I will say is this here. Deontay can fight Andy Ruiz. I like Andy Ruiz, the fat boy. The fat boy who like to eat pieces and sneakers. I like him over not over Anthony Joshua, because he already beat Anthony Joshua. But I like him over Deontay Wilder. You see what I'm saying? And this is me being objective. This is not me hating on Deontay Wilder. I'm saying from a skills standpoint, Andy Ruiz has a lot more skills than Deontay Wilder. And another reason why I'm picking Andy Ruiz when they fight over Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz is being trained by Eddie Reynoso, which is, Canelo Alvarez's trainer. So now, I like that combination. Trainers play a big part in a fighter's success. Us as fans, we don't understand that. Trainers play a big part in the fighter's success. You see what I'm saying? So the proof is in the pudding with Eddie Reynoso, right? So now, I disagree with Derek Chisora. I disagree wholeheartedly. Ain't nobody gonna pay that dude no $80 million to fight no Tyson Fury for no third fight. There's no way in the hell that's gonna happen like that. More than likely, Tyson Fury is gonna be going into the sunset once he fight Anthony Joshua with these 2 fights, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? Now, what Deontay Wilder can do, what Beyonce Wilder can do, because he's moving up in the rankings. He's going to be a mandatory for one of those belts that Anthony Joshua has. You see what I'm saying? In the WBA, I think they moved him up to number 2 behind Alexander Usyk. And in the WBC, I think he might be number 2 or 1, somewhere up in there. You see what I'm saying? So, he's going to be a mandatory for any one of those belts. As long as Anthony Joshua keeps fighting, he's going to have to fight Deontay Wilder. Anthony Joshua can't get around that. You see what I'm saying? He's going to have to fight Deontay Wilder. Now, once that happens, you know, as long as Anthony Joshua don't get hit with that right hand, he should make easy work of Deontay Wilder. Because Deontay Wilder is weak to the body. He has weak legs. He can't take body shots. Anthony Joshua should be able to maul not Tyson Fury, but Deontay Wilder if they fight and win it. I think as long as they keep fighting, and they will fight. Because the way these sanctioning bodies work, these sanctioning bodies are crooked. As long as you pay them some money, you know, you can have your fighters moved up in the ranks and be number 1 contender for certain belts and titles. You can do that in boxing. You see what I'm saying? And I think that there's no one that shouldn't be a number 1 contender for any of Anthony Joshua's belts more so than Deontay Wilder. You see what I'm saying? Because he will bring the money and the excitement. It'll be more excitement to see an Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder fight versus an Anthony Joshua and a Dillian White fight. I don't have anything against Dillian White. You see what I'm saying? I really don't, but there's nothing exciting about Dillian White. To me, there's nothing exciting about Derek Chisora. There's nothing exciting about Alexander Usyk. You know, and he's too damn small. There's nothing exciting about Joe Joyce. These are good fighters, you see what I'm saying? But they are not elite fighters. AJ is an elite fighter. And whether you like it or not, Deontay Wilder is elite. He doesn't have, now he's a great fighter, but he's a terrible boxer. You see what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder is a great fighter, but a terrible boxer. There's a difference. You see what I'm saying? Because he has heart. Because the punishment that he was taking in that second fight against Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, he didn't quit. His corner threw the towel in. And the referee was going to break it up and was going to stop it anyways. He didn't quit. He was going to get killed that night. I was sure of that. You see what I'm saying? He didn't quit. So I can't take that from him. You know, he is a warrior at heart when it comes to that. And I got to give him his props on that. I'm not going to just, you know, even though I do bash Beyonce a lot, but I have to give him his props. Because, you know, my constructive criticism of him, you know, me being objective, I have to do that. Right? So, other than that, guys, that's it. Do you think that I'm tripping? Do you think that Derek Chisora has a point that he will get paid? Deontay Wilder will get paid $80 million. He's just bidding his time. But according to the LDBC, that fight is not going to go down between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury because Beyonce is holding it up in arbitration. But we did see the interview, and I showed y'all in the previous video of when Bob Arum called and talked to Fred Barbershop Talks, one of the LDBC members, and he said that Deontay Wilder has lost that arbitration. That's over with. And you saw the look on Fred's face. He was looking sick. That was something he didn't want to hear. But do you guys think that I'm tripping? Do you think that Derek Chisora has a point? Beyonce Wilder will get paid $80 million to ride off into the sunset to fight Tyson Fury once the AJ fight is over with this year between those two? Or do you think that man, Derek Chisora, is punch drunk? I know he's a Brit, and I know I have some Brits watching this video, but I'm going to tell you something. I don't care if Derek Chisora is a Brit. The man is on something. He got to be punch drunk to think that Beyonce Wilder's going to get $80 million to fight Tyson Fury in a third match when he clearly lost the first two. Child to the please. Miss me with that bullshit. Other than that, guys, that's it. Please like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. This our boy, Coach George Malachi Williams, representing for New Media Today, USA. Boxing and peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.